Hello, everyone. Every success story is written by those who dared to break free from the prison of their own habits. Most people live trapped in cycles of fear, doubt, and defeat without even realizing they hold the key to their own liberation. If you want a life that is extraordinary, you must stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. The time to act is now. You must force yourself, even when it hurts, even when it scares you, even when it feels impossible. Greatness is not born from comfort. It is born from the relentless decision to destroy old patterns that no longer serve you and to replace them with new ones that lead to destiny. Your future is a reflection of the patterns you choose to break today. You are beyond the limits. You never know where the day is going to pull you. There's a voice inside every one of us that whispers sweetly for comfort. It tells us to stay where it is warm and easy. It tells us to shrink when we should grow. It sings lullabies of delay when we are called to rise. But you must hear me today. Comfort is not your friend when you seek to climb higher. Comfort is the subtle thief that steals your dreams while you are still awake. Comfort promises you safety, but delivers you smallness. It wraps you in a soft blanket and lulls you to sleep while your destiny waits outside in the cold night. Every great soul who ever lived knew the danger of staying too long in one place. They knew that comfort is the silent killer of hope. They understood that staying comfortable too long makes the spirit weak and the vision dim. You were not created to simply exist. You were made to live wide and deep and high. You were made to stretch your hands toward the stars even when your feet still walk the dusty ground. You cannot stretch and stay comfortable at the same time. Growth demands discomfort. Progress demands that you leave the safety of the shore and trust the deep waters. Your dreams live far from the place where your fears feel at home. There is no triumph without trouble and no destiny without daring. You must push yourself to move when every part of you cries out to stay still. You must press forward when your legs are tired and your mind is uncertain. The comfort you cling to today will become the regret you wrestle with tomorrow. Break the spell of easy living before it binds you to a life you did not choose. I know it is hard. I know it is tempting to tell yourself that you are doing just fine where you are. But my dear listeners, you did not come this far only to build a small life. You did not fight through storms only to find a place to sit and rest forever. Your spirit was meant for mountains, not for meadows. It was meant for roaring seas, not for shallow ponds. So today you must rise and declare to yourself that comfort will not keep you captive. You must decide that you would rather be bruised by growth than destroyed by standing still. You must break free from the soft chains of familiarity and walk boldly into the unknown. Remember, it is better to stumble forward into your purpose than to lie down comfortably in your excuses. Your greatness is waiting on the other side of discomfort. My dear listeners, there comes a time when you must look yourself in the mirror and stop pretending you do not see the chains around your spirit. The patterns that keep you small are not mysteries. They are not hidden in shadows beyond your reach. They are right there in the choices you make every day. They are in the silent agreements you make with fear. They are in the excuses you whisper to yourself when no one else can hear. The truth is that you already know what is holding you back. You know the habits that steal your mornings. You know the doubts that choke your voice. You know the patterns that make you circle the same mountain year after year. But knowing is not enough. It is not enough to name your chains if you do not choose to break them. Recognition must lead to revolution inside your soul. You must be brave enough to call it by its true name. Whether it is procrastination or fear of failure or the endless hunger for approval, you must strip it of its power by shining the light of truth upon it. Stop dressing it up in pretty words. Stop excusing it as just the way you are. The longer you protect the pattern, the longer it will protect your smallness. Truth will demand something of you, but it will also set you free. It will not be easy work. It will require that you sit with yourself in the quiet and ask the questions that make your heart tremble. Where am I lying to myself? What am I clinging to that no longer serves my destiny? Who would I become if I stopped giving my power away to this pattern? My dear listeners, freedom begins the moment you answer these questions, without flinching and without running. When you identify the pattern that keeps you chained, you take back your power. You are no longer a victim of invisible forces. You become a warrior standing in the middle of your own battlefield. And when you know your enemy, you can finally fight. You can finally tear down what was never meant to be permanent. Every step you take after that will be a step closer to the life you have always deserved. So I say to you today, do not fear the truth. Do not fear the sight of your own chains. Fear only the idea of staying bound another year, another month, another day. Fear only the silence of dreams unspoken and potential unexplored. Your breakthrough will come when you have the courage to see yourself fully and still choose to rise. You are stronger than the pattern that has held you. You always have been. My dear listeners, there is a sacred power in decision. It is not a thing to be taken lightly or whispered in passing. A true decision is a force that moves mountains inside you. It is the line you draw in the sand when you tell fear that it can no longer live here. It is the voice inside you that says, I will move forward, even if my hands tremble. It is the spirit that says, I will rise, even if my knees are weak. Fear will always be waiting for you at the gates of change. It will dress itself in wisdom and call itself caution. It will whisper that you are not ready yet, that you need more time, more proof, more strength. But you must understand that fear has only one mission, to keep you exactly where you are. If you're going to break the pattern, you must act before you feel ready. You must make the decision without waiting for fear to leave the room. You see, my dear listeners, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is deciding to move while fear sits in the front row shouting your name. You cannot negotiate with fear and win. You must decide and act. You must plant your feet firm in the soil of your decision and say to yourself, I will not be moved. I may be afraid, but I will not be ruled by fear another day. When you make a non-negotiable decision, you tell the universe that you are serious. You tell every force within you that the old way will not continue. There is no turning back once you decide. With your whole heart, half decisions bring half victories. Doubt-filled decisions birth nothing but more delay. But a decision made in the fire of conviction births new life, new strength, and a new way of living. Your destiny does not belong to the careful or the hesitant. It belongs to the ones who leap even when the ground is not clear beneath them. It belongs to the souls who look fear in the face and walk forward anyway. It belongs to the hearts that say, I would rather fail moving forward than succeed standing still. My dear listeners, if you want to live free, you must make a decision so strong that your fears bow down before it. So today I ask you to decide. Decide that you will no longer be a prisoner of your own hesitation. Decide that your dreams are worth the price of discomfort. Decide that fear may follow you, but it will not lead you. And once you have decided, do not look back. Let your decision be a torch that lights the dark path before you. Your future is waiting for you to be bold enough to step into it. My dear listeners, there is a crossroads where every soul must stand. On one side is the easy reaction to life, and on the other side is the deliberate action that changes everything. Reaction is easy because it requires no thought, no discipline, no dream. It is waking up and letting the day drag you wherever it pleases. It is living at the mercy of moods and circumstances. But if you are serious about breaking the pattern, you must choose action over reaction every single day. Ian Lons. Reaction is the language of survival, but action is the language of purpose. Reaction asks, what is happening to me? Action asks, what will I make happen today? There is a fire that only grows when you move on purpose, not when you sit waiting for the world to treat you right. You cannot afford to be at the mercy of everything that moves outside of you. Your life is too precious to be lived by accident. You must get up each morning with intention burning in your chest. You must decide what kind of day you will have before the day even has a chance to choose you. The pattern you are trying to break will scream for your attention. Old habits will knock on your door like old friends, but you must answer with a heart full of decision and a mind set on forward motion. You must choose action again and again. Each choice may seem small, but they are the bricks that build the life you have been dreaming about. Each moment you choose action over reaction, you take a sledgehammer to the walls that have kept you stuck. You must not wait for a feeling to motivate you. Motivation is a liar if you think it will always show up first. Action brings motivation, not the other way around. Your steps call your strength to attention. You may not always feel strong, you may not always feel brave, but feelings are not your master anymore. Your commitment is your master. Your vision is your master. When you stop reacting and start acting, from your deepest commitments, you tell the world who you really are. You are no longer a creature of circumstance. You are a creator of destiny. This is how patterns are broken and new lives are built. So my dear listeners, remember this when you feel the pull to fall back into old ways. You do not have to feel ready. You do not have to feel fearless. You only have to move deliberately in the direction of your dreams. You only have to act like the person you are becoming, not the person you have been. Your life will be shaped not by chance, but by choice. Choose action every time. My dear listeners, there is a truth that many people run from all their lives. Who you surround yourself with will either build your dreams or bury them. Every voice that speaks into your life is planting something. It is either planting seeds of courage or seeds of doubt. It is either watering your strength or feeding your fear. You must become fierce in protecting the garden of your soul. There are people who will see the light in you and rejoice. They will fan the flame of your purpose and remind you who you are on the days you forget. But there are also those who will shrink at the sight of your growth. They will try to pull you back into patterns you are trying to escape, not because they are evil, but because your change challenges their comfort. You must be wise enough to see the difference. If you are serious about breaking the pattern, you must place yourself among those who demand your best. You must walk with people who refuse to let you stay small. Find those who challenge your excuses and awaken your dreams. Let their fire ignite your own. Let their courage stretch your spirit until you believe once again that you were born for more. You deserve to be surrounded by builders, not breakers. You must also be willing to leave behind those who only know how to celebrate your weakness. Some people love the broken version of you because it makes them feel stronger. Some only clap for you when you stay in the places they have already conquered. My dear listeners, you are not called to live in anyone else's shadow. You are called to rise into your full light, even if you must rise alone for a season. Be kind, but be clear. Love people, but love your future more. Carry compassion in one hand and determination in the other. Remember that you are not abandoning others by growing. You are inviting them to grow too. If they choose not to rise with you, that is their decision, but it must not become your limitation. Protect your dream the way a mother protects her child, with fierceness and tenderness combined. So today I urge you to look around you with clear eyes. Ask yourself if the voices around you are lifting you or limiting you. Ask if they call you higher or keep you chained to the past. Your journey demands companions who speak life and faith and power into your spirit. Surround yourself with such people and watch how quickly you rise. Your future is far too important to be placed in the wrong hands. My dear listeners, there is a secret that only the strong discover. It is not enough to change once. It is not enough to break the pattern one time and walk away. If you want to live free, you must persist until the new pattern is written deep into your bones. You must keep choosing it when it feels natural and when it feels foreign. You must keep stepping forward even when the old ways call you sweetly back. Freedom is not a moment, it is a practice. At first, your new steps will feel strange. You will question if you are doing it right. You will hear the old voices tempting you to return to what you know. But this is the hour when you must be strongest. This is the moment when persistence must become your closest companion. Change is not made by those who are willing only for a day, but by those who are willing for a lifetime. You must tell yourself every morning that you are a new creation. You must remind your mind and body and spirit that you are not going back. You must practice the new way until it becomes more natural than the old. At first you will stumble, at first you will fall. But falling is not failing. Falling is only proof that you are moving. Get up every time and declare that you are still becoming. My dear listeners, there will be days when you wonder if it is worth it. Days when you feel the old chains would be easier to wear than the new wings you are trying to grow. But hear me well, every struggle is shaping you. Every time you refuse to quit, you are laying a foundation that no storm can destroy. Every small act of persistence is a promise you make to your future self. You must persist when no one is watching. You must persist when no one is clapping. You must persist when the finish line is still far out of sight. This is how new lives are built. Not in flashes of glory, but in the quiet, unseen moments when you choose to keep going. When you choose to believe in your future, even when your present is heavy with doubt. You are stronger than you know. So today, I say to you, stand firm, keep pressing forward. Keep choosing the new pattern until it chooses you. Let your persistence be louder than your fear. Let your commitment outlast your weariness. The life you dream of is not built in a day, but it is built every day, brick by brick, choice by choice, step by step. And every day you persist, you are living proof that the old pattern no longer owns you. My dear listeners, today you have been called to remember who you truly are. You have been reminded that comfort is not your friend, and that you must have the courage to recognize the patterns that keep you small. You have learned that decision must be made with fire, not fear. You have been shown that deliberate action is the path to transformation, and that the people around you must lift you higher, not hold you down. And above all, you have been charged to persist until the new life you dream of becomes the life you live. The journey before you is not easy, but it is holy. Every step you take away from the old chains is a step toward the power and beauty that has been sleeping within you. Do not grow weary. Do not give in to the voices that say you cannot. You have everything you need already inside you. All that remains is for you to believe it and move as if it were already true. Rise up with strength in your bones and fire in your spirit. Refuse to settle for anything less than the fullness of your calling. You are capable. You are worthy. You are ready. Break the pattern and do not look back. The world is waiting for the power that only you can bring.